All right, welcome everyone to another episode of BnL with Brody and I.
Hello.
Yep, that's Brody. We're joined by Meng and Kieran Dempsey, who are a part of Joy Billiards, and they're here to talk about Joy Billiards. So, welcome.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you for having us, guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think, Kieran, you're the ambassador for Heyball New Zealand.
Yes, so the title is the New Zealand Heyball Ambassador. Yes, so I'm just here to help promote Heyball and kind of get it out there, show what it's about to everyone, and get everyone involved.
That's quite the crown to wear.
Yes,
very nice to have
that
honor. Bestowed.
Absolutely,
Very
it's
good.
an honour. Yes.
And Max, you're the man behind what has been created here in Hamilton. You've done everything. Got it up and running, got the tables in, all the rest of it, and from what we've seen, done a pretty good job. So your title is the manager, is it, of the facility, or CEO?
Yeah,
or
I'm the owner of the Joy Billiards NZ.
owner.
Yeah.
Yep, very good.
Thank you.
Cool. So, we'll just start off nice and easy for you guys. I'll start with Max. How'd you get into the sport? So, what made you pursue pool?
Okay, hi, my name is Max. So thank you for the podcast today from Lucas and Brody. So thank you for the opportunity. And yeah, my name is Max. So I came from China. So I've been in New Zealand for almost 14 years. So I always loved cue sport. I started with an 8-foot Chinese pool table at my house, actually. It was year 9, I think. And played some American pool as well. But I tried everything. But every time when I play back on the Heyball table, which we call Chinese table, I fell in love with it because it's pretty hard and it's more challenges. And for me, it's more professional as well. So that's why I want to bring this one into New Zealand. Yeah.
Well, I didn't think there would ever be a cue sport where you were cueing a 2 1/4 inch ball, so the same as the American balls for anyone that doesn't know, that would actually lift your game in other cue sport disciplines such as snooker or say charter club, for instance. But this has certainly done that, and I would never have told anyone to go and practice on a 9-ball table if they had a charter club tournament coming up. But I definitely do not see it being a negative by practicing here for any tournament coming up, because your tolerance is so small. You have to be on the ball, so it is something that really promotes nice cueing.
Definitely.
But yeah, very accurate version of the sport.
Absolutely.
So if you can come up on these tables and do well,
You can do anything.
the world's your oyster, I think.
Yeah. I think it's good because it's like a hybrid of all the cue sports, right? Because you've got the cut of the snooker table or the charter club tables, but then the size of the American balls. So it's
It really is.
So
Yeah.
precise,
I've described it as a melting pot of all things cue sport.
Of course.
You've got my rendition of it anyway. The angle of the cushion is somewhere between a snooker and a 9-ball, so it's a little bit narrower for a double than a charter club table or a snooker table, but it's not as narrow as an American table. The cloth is amazing. You can do so much with it, and they're super fast and beautifully leveled and accurate. So long, slow shots, even going diagonal across the grain, because we do have a nap cloth, obviously. But as much as it's a nap cloth, it doesn't react in the same way as other nap cloths. So it's kind of like a hybrid between an American cloth and a nap snooker cloth. But there's little bits of all of the cue sports taken in and put in, and it's a very interesting game to play.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's awesome as well because it kind of brings the nobility of a snooker table. Like when you see the Joy tables, they're so beautiful, and the cloth and everything is so pristine. Like it brings the nobility, the prestige of snooker, but mixes it with the great game that 8-ball I think is, and it makes for the ultimate cue sports experience.
I've never had a break and clear feel so amazing, because it's not easy, right? It is really not easy, and you've only got to get a little bit out of position, and you start forcing things in, and they start getting forced back out again. So to break and clear on these tables is quite an achievement in itself.
Definitely.
That's always we do for the break and run per tournament per week. We got a special bonus from our Joy Billiards to
Yep.
the player. So everyone get a break around on my tournament.
Yeah,
They will
well,
get
you're not probably going to have 100 in a night,
Yeah.
right?
That's right,
There's
yeah.
only a certain few that
Yeah.
are capable of doing it.
you can get a free
there,
drinks.
there will be more as
Yeah.
time goes on, naturally.
For sure.
But yeah, it's certainly not easy.
No.
It's certainly not easy.
No.
So yeah, we had Max introduce himself a little bit. So well, we'll go to Kieran now.
Oh yes, yep. So I'm Kieran Dempsey. I'm 22. I'm from Hamilton, New Zealand, and I am currently trying to pursue Q sports professionally by playing full time. I've been overseas quite a few times this year and done pretty well. Not as well as I wanted to, but getting there, improving, and it's been good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I guess back to Max again. What made you start a Heyball club? Why not try, I don't know, any other business?
Okay, so just add a little bit to our Heyball ambassador, Kieran. So he's a New Zealand top 1 Heyball player now. Just for the title, that
Yeah.
he was top 1 in New Zealand, and also WPA ranking in Heyball this year, 31. So pretty good achievement on the overseas tournament. Every time he went to, it's
Yeah.
almost the last 16.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whoever just started Heyball like 3 months, not even before I exist here, there's no more table in New Zealand. So, yeah, well done, Kieran.
Thank you.
So back to why I want to open Heyball club in New Zealand, because New Zealand has already have some great American pools, and snookers and English pools as well. So Heyball, it's nothing here, so zero. Yeah. That's why, also we look at sport globally. So Heyball has like complete professional pathway and big tournaments, and most important is the big prizes.
Massive prize.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
massive prize.
So the players, from no matter where, they have opportunities.
Yep. So can I just interrupt quickly? If someone wanted to, so if they hadn't earned a spot in way of winning a spot here in New Zealand to go to a qualifier, or qualified here to go overseas, is it possible for them to pay their own way to go and play as well, or are there only a certain amount of spots per tournament overseas?
I think it depends on the tournament, because I think the one I went to in China earlier this year, I think that was open, so that had over 1,000 players.
Wow.
So I got my spot. So the way they get spots is through your national body ranking. So I got my spot through the NZPA 8-ball ranking list, because we didn't have a Heyball ranking list, so we took it off the 8-ball ranking list on the 9-foot tables. And then, so that's how I got my spot. But I think that tournament was open, and if you contact the organizer, you can get your flights and I think accommodation paid for as well to the grand finals, the Masters, the one in China. So that was open, and you can just go to that if you contact them yourself. But I think for other tournaments like the international stops and stuff, those are kept at 64 and require
A ranking.
a ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Fair enough.
Some detail of that thing is, so as Heyball, everyone knows, is really popular in the past 5 years. So they still on the growing stage. So they do some tournaments like they open to all players. You have to contact the organizer, as Kieran said. But now if you're in New Zealand, you can just contact us. So we will have some spots for certain of tournaments that which we're gonna cover. If not, so we will tell everyone, all the players as well, in public on our social media. So even some tournaments, they will have some extra sports that you can self-funding. So yeah, I will let everyone know. So for each tournaments in the future
Yeah.
in New Zealand.
No, well, there's definitely huge opportunity
absolutely.
to get some recognised players on that global stage.
Definitely.
So we've got Healy White,
Absolutely.
who just won last weekend. That was a great tournament, but low on numbers. But I wouldn't expect 100 players turning up to your very first tournament. Like, what is it, a month now that you've been open?
Yes.
But yeah, I think Healy's a great representative for New Zealand. A great player. You can't doubt his skill and his knowledge.
Absolutely.
But he's a pleasant guy to be around as well. So
Definitely.
I'm wishing him all the best. But there is going to be plenty more opportunity coming up, by the sounds of it, for more players to play in these playoff tournaments, get their spots, get their rankings, all the rest of it, and potentially go away and so generally it's travel, accommodation, and entries are paid. Is that right? If you've won your spot.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's that's why the opportunity is so great. I think I spent just over two weeks in China, 2.5 weeks. I think I spent just over $200 on food.
Right.
That was it. The entire trip. It was unbelievable.
That wouldn't be the case for Lucas and I, but that's not bad going, mate.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I hear
So,
the crickets and all that are quite cheap over there. So
Yeah.
good source of protein.
Absolutely. Yep.
There's also a bit of chat around the money, as you mentioned. So I believe that Chinese tournament that's coming up over Christmas, the winner of that tournament walks away with, is it 400,000
So
US?
it's two tournaments,
So
right?
there
There's
was
the-
2 tournaments they going. The first one was 600,000 Chinese yuan. The
Right.
currency rate is 4 now, so you just divide it by 4. So still
Okay,
give
so
you
around 150, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first one. We called Division 1.
Yep.
Then Haley will go into the next one as well for this qualify. So it's called Super Master. So Master 2. So that one, the prize for winner is 2 million Chinese yuan divided by 4. That's the New Zealand.
Around 500,000
Yeah.
New Zealand dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Hopefully.
think in terms of USD, first place for the Division 1 tour was, I think, 85,000 US, and then Division 1 tour is about 250,000 US, I
Wow.
think. I was
Yeah.
looking at it earlier. I think
Yeah.
that's what it was, yeah.
And
And,
I-
then it's
And it
also-
trickles down quite favourably as
exactly.
well, doesn't it?
Yes.
So it's not
Yes.
just a loaded first prize and then
Yeah.
everyone else gets
No.
a certificate.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
for the bows,
yeah.
so for the bows tournament, if you're into 65 to 112, you still get money for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Which was $700 US
Right.
for the first.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I just, you and I have talked about this, Max, privately, and I just want to extinguish it because I have had a few people talk to me about where all this money comes from that is pushed into the prize pool, and there have been a few rumours about the Chinese government being involved with the Heyball or Joy Billiards, but like you've told me that is not the case. Do you want to just let everyone know how it does work in China and where Joy sits in way of being quite unique to how previous Chinese 8-ball's been run?
Okay. So basically, Joy Billiards in China, that's the brand name of that, and they are the biggest Heyball company in China. Sorry, yeah. And hold on.
Yeah, so not only that, with just Joy is just one of the many companies they have in China. You've got like other companies like Douya now, which does 9-ball on the Chinese tables, paying out similar to Joy, 700,000 US for their Masters tournament. Then you've
Yeah.
got other ones like Kangxi, and there's another one that I've even heard of that are starting to put on, and like there's just unlimited tournaments over there that
Yeah.
are just prize money that double, triple what Matchroom Predator put on.
Well, they're
It's
absolutely
crazy.
putting themselves on the map, aren't they?
Yeah,
Because 5 years
exactly.
ago, no one knew what Heyball was. Even 2 years ago,
For sure.
the hardcore may have, but I certainly didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, Heyball has just started dominating, and once you follow their Facebook page, there's a tournament on nearly every weekend, and it's a really, really
Yeah,
high caliber as well.
For sure.
So Heyball, back to that question. So Heyball is like Joy itself. They self-funding as company. So nothing about government. Government
Right.
not pay anything. So how they get money is they selling all the pool tables, equipments, everything like a corporate chains. They have the whole supply and stuff.
Yep.
The table we selling in New Zealand we call Q7 silver leg table. It's including tax everything about 14,000 and a half. So and the gold table will be $17,000. So in Heyball in China, just in China, the Heyball club will be over 30,000 clubs in China
Wow.
for Joy.
It's incredible.
So that's you see where
So
we
they're
got the
set up
money
as a
from.
business,
Yes.
obviously. They don't take government funding. And I've had quite a few people approach me about that, and I had heard those rumours too, but it wasn't something I wanted to bring up unless I knew the person I was talking to could tell me definitively.
For sure.
So that it's good to extinguish that. So it sounds like a lot of the money that they generate through their business
Yeah.
is just pumped back into the sport.
Yes, that was the goal for the CEO, Mr. Joe as well, who is 74 years old now.
Right.
He's the passion for putting Heyball into the Olympic Games in 2032 Brisbane. So that's why he.
That was going to be where I
Do
was
it.
going next.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that seems to be almost a given that is going to happen. There will be a cue sport added to 2032?
Yes.
And is it a definitive yes that it will be Heyball?
So if you guys keep follow all the message or search on Google or just follow on the Joy Billiards Facebook, you will see it's almost like 90% they will go into it, because they didn't go the next one, the close one, because when they apply this sport to the Olympic, it's just too late. So they were aiming on the 2032 Brisbane, so which is excited.
Yeah.
So what they do now for WPA or the events, they try to do like same way as when they do in Olympic Games in 2032. They do the trophies and they do the race, the single race with time limit and stuff like that as well. So yeah,
It's pretty unique, actually. Sorry to cut in, but at the last tournament I played in Brisbane, the Heyball World Champs, they specifically said that in the athletes meeting prior to the tournament starting that that's their goal, is to get into the Olympics, and to kind of simulate that. It was held in a giant arena in the middle between 4 different courts, and so you would never have seen this for a pool tournament or snooker tournament anywhere. But during the matches you could hear whistles blowing, the sounds of basketball boards, going off and stuff like that.
In
and
the crowd,
in the crowd and everything, and they were just saying, so this isn't going to stop throughout the tournament, because if we do get into the Olympics, this is going to be we're going to be alongside other sports, and we're not just going to stop the sports to...
You're going to have to make space for everyone else.
Quite
a
unique environment.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see that it's finally, because this has been spoken about for years.
For sure, yeah.
Getting a form of cue sport, and the argument always was, well, what would it be?
Yeah.
And most people think it should default to snooker. It's kind of the oldest game around.
Yeah.
But as far, back to my melting pot comment earlier, this really is the type of table that appeals to anyone that's in cue sports.
Absolutely,
right?
I agree, yeah.
I know there are a lot of players that say from the snooker realms, I'm not trying to call anyone out, but they look down on pool generally, right?
Yeah.
They do, and it's an accepted fact. And I get it, because when I, as a pool player, go to a mediocre pool player that go to a snooker table, man, it's hard. Right?
Sure.
And so they do look down, but this is the opportunity where they can look down all they like, but come and have a go.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not as easy as it might look.
That's right.
And it really is a good equaliser for all players, regardless of their background. So it's quite an exciting time, and for me personally, and I think Lucas would agree, to have it on our doorstep in Hamilton.
Yeah, pretty neat.
On that note, is there a plan to look at extending your reach throughout New Zealand and setting up other clubs? I know we had a bit of a guideline for a script here, and I know I'm going off it, but we did say that we're quite unprofessional at times. So
sorry to cut in again, but back to that, I just wanted to mention as well, back to if they get into the Olympics, what they are doing with the races. So the reason probably as well it's not snooker is it can be a little bit long-winded sometimes. I know you can shorten up the race and stuff, but snooker frames, they can tend to lengthen out. So what they were doing in Brisbane is they were doing race to 7 for the men's, race to 6 for the ladies. 100 minutes is the maximum time allowed, and that's it from start to finish of the tournament, from last 32 to last 6.
Yeah,
So.
with a black ball shootout, if it's tied, or the person that is advanced in their score takes the win. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So they want to.
Yeah, we couldn't really do that with snooker, because you can literally have an hour frame.
Yeah, that's right.
I've seen
exactly.
a 90-minute frame.
Yeah,
like even with pool, same with Heyball or 9-ball, whatever, you can, usually the better player will come out on top if you play race to 13, 15, 17, 21, whatever, the long as races. But if you get into the Olympics, they can't have games going on 4 or 5 hours. So that's why they want to keep it short with those race to 7s.
Yeah, so to do that with snooker would almost be an injustice to the game, really, wouldn't it?
Sure.
It would be, I don't think you'd probably get the best representatives from across the world, because they wouldn't agree with that format.
It would make snooker be played in a way that it's not supposed to be played. Yeah. So
100%.
It just wouldn't work. But yeah.
Well, like they say, there is a shot or a time limit for a shot in snooker.
Right.
Just no one knows what it is.
That's right.
Those frames can really drag on. Well, the matches can really drag on as well. You can't. It's very hard to schedule, especially if you're doing a race to 11 or something like that.
That's right.
Oh god, that could take days.
Absolutely. Yeah, sorry, Max. So going back, were you looking at expanding? So why Hamilton?
So basically, I'll tell you why in Hamilton first, and I'll tell you some.
I'm going to go out on
why
a limb and assume it's got something to do with the fact that you live in Hamilton.
No.
No.
A part of it. But
It is a good central location, to be
Yes,
honest, because
So
from the industry that I've come in with logistics, Hamilton is a great hub because it is within an hour or so of so many other bigger places. So very
absolutely.
central location.
So Hamilton actually have a very strong Q sport culture as well. Like but not professional facility like our one we have, Heyball, especially Heyball. So yeah, like as Brody mentioned, it's just like easy from get play from Auckland, Tauranga, Rotorua, Waikato, everywhere. It's easier, like more central.
Yeah, well, I mean, Auckland's only up the road.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
coming from South Auckland, you can do it in just over an hour.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
It'll be good to
hardly
see some of the
life-changing.
it's good to see some of the players from Auckland start coming down here, because the amount of damn times that I've had to drive up to Auckland
yeah,
on
definitely.
Saturday,
Yep.
Sunday. Oh man.
And there's a lot of talented players in Auckland
Oh,
as well. So
exactly.
yeah, it would
Yeah.
be good to
Yeah.
see them
Yeah,
coming down.
Definitely.
Compared to the big city, so Hamilton gave us some space to build our fundamentals, build our systems for Heyball in New Zealand. So we are building a full structure, so weekly, monthly ranking event, national ranking series later, and we have our New Zealand Open, and now we have the Joy Master NZ Qualify, which already done, so Haley win this one. So once we have all those ones set up, running perfectly, we will go to other cities.
Cool. Are there any
Yes.
cities in mind?
Yes, I can tell a little bit, but we want to go to...
Yeah, we don't want to pull the curtain back too much, mate. So if there's any privileged information that you want to protect, by all means, we won't be offended. So
just
not
to
a problem.
give everyone in New Zealand
But
to
yeah,
know that.
Christchurch, Dunedin, Auckland, Taupo,
Yeah.
Waikanae. No.
Oh, thank you, Brody, that much.
Waikanae, of all
But hopefully we will look into Wellington, Christchurch,
Yeah.
which is a really big population over there, and it's a lot of player from there to tell me. We just like meet each other, not even 1 month, but they tell me that's really a good environmental for play in those two cities.
Yep.
So obviously we're gonna look into it.
Yeah,
this
Christchurch is super
Booming.
strong.
Yeah.
Really
Yep,
is.
definitely.
Their pool culture down there is thriving.
Definitely.
The earthquake may have helped that a little
Right.
bit because everyone's
Yeah.
got pretty much a brand new club.
Yeah.
But the facilities down there, after going to the Super League Nationals earlier this year, just amazing. The clubs are amazing, and the numbers of locals that were involved in that tournament alone, and knowing what they do during the week with their leagues, like it's really well structured. So yeah, Christchurch would
I
be
think
a
for the
great one.
South Island as well, they get neglected quite a bit. Like with just all the main tournaments, obviously up in the North Island most of the time. I think the South Island's pretty good to expand to, because not only is the culture, like Q Sports culture down there, really good, but it's not as saturated as something like Auckland. Like you look at Auckland now, there's like, you can't even count the amount of like casual pool clubs that have popped up just for like, the students, and like just in the city, the main city, there's so many just casual pool clubs. So the South Island definitely will be lacking a professional club that needs the joy table. So we've got to get down there.
But that's obviously a long-term goal as well, not like within the next 6
Nah,
months or
yeah.
anything. We've
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
build up this place first.
Yeah,
haven't
we
we?
gotta build perfectly, nicely, right? Everyone happy.
Yeah.
So we're not rushed to anything like that. Yeah.
No, cool. So I've got a bit of a history question for you, Max, with regards to how Heyball originated in China, because as I understand it, it kind of, Q Sports in general kind of started from snooker with the snooker, World Snooker, what are they called? World Snooker Tour?
Yep.
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
WST, yeah.
Yeah, WST. They really made a push for Q Sports in China, and it didn't quite work out how they wanted to. But now we're seeing a lot of Heyball in China as well. So I don't know. Do you know anything about the history with that?
A little bit, not too much, but I can see something. Like Heyball started as local style of Heyball in early 2000s in China. So, but Joy Billiards turned into like a standard professional sports. So over the next 20 years, they built like a full structure rules, professional tournaments, also the TV level of venues. The club we see is over 30,000 of that, like, and massive player bases. And that's one of the most popular sports for young people in China now, even
Oh, wow.
more popular than the snooker in many cities.
Wow.
So that's why many top snooker players like Ronnie O'Sullivan, Mark Williams, and Mark Shelby, they signed it already with Chinese Heyball company. So you're probably gonna see them in the next couple of years.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had Matt Scarborough come through a couple of weeks ago, and he'd spent very little time on these tables as a very pronounced snooker player
Definitely.
in New Zealand, and he took to it like a duck to water. He
Yeah,
really did, like
absolutely.
a little few teething problems, just getting used to the bigger balls, coming to
For
terms
sure.
with the speed because
Yeah.
they're super fast.
Yeah.
But gee, he played well.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
for any half decent snooker player, even I think they'll flourish. I really do. And
Yeah.
this, I mean, there's always been a bit of a rivalry between pool and snooker in New Zealand,
Definitely. Yeah.
and this could be the thing that starts bringing them together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think going back to like its history in China, I think because they play at the opening ceremonies of the tournaments over there, they kind of do like a preview thing of kind of how it all started. And by the way, that is incredible. Like the ceremony and the whole show they put on overseas at the tournaments, it's unlike anything you'll ever see at any Q Sports tournament. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
So if you can check it out on YouTube or whatever, definitely do, because it's something else. You'll not see it for any Q Sport anywhere. But yeah, they show kind of a preview of how it started kind of in China. And I think Heyball was kind of the main, like they played billiards, but it was always on the Chinese tables, the Heyball style of tables.
Yep.
And so that's why probably you see the top 50 players that play the game, the best ones are all Chinese because they've been playing it for so long. So you get a few international players like Gareth Potts and stuff starting to come through and get to the top, but I think for the next few years, at least, the Chinese will still dominate that game, and they just play it so naturally.
Yeah,
They're incredible.
Their skill level is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Unreal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some of
absolutely.
them are just absolute machines.
Yeah,
Or almost robotic in
Yeah.
a way that they just don't miss, and
Yeah.
everything is just perfect. Like it's not often you see them walking away from the table disappointed because
Yeah.
they're doing it inch perfect every time.
Absolutely.
So yeah, definitely a high class in China, that's for sure. Would it be safe? What is China's national game? So I think it's fair to say in New Zealand our national game is rugby. Not that I follow it. And Lucas likes to wear his Crusaders top or Hurricanes or whatever it is. What is it?
Chiefs, mate.
Oh, the Chiefs. Yeah, that's right. But I think here it's rugby. What's the Chinese national game?
It's
Table tennis?
no. It's it is table tennis.
Is it?
Sorry, I was
Right.
thinking about pool. You
Yeah,
guys-
no, not pool
No,
tennis.
no,
Like,
yeah.
so the
Yeah.
national
Yes,
game would be
yes.
table tennis.
Yes, table
Okay.
tennis. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that tells you. I mean, they're pretty dominant in that sport, aren't they? As a nation. So, yeah, I can
But
see
now,
that
as you
carrying
see,
on.
the table tennis always been winning by Chinese. But now you look back the recent results as other countries come up as well. So same thing for Heyball. So for the overseas player, they still have a chance to win the big money. And like Gary Potts, he can always make to last three and something like that. And also Fim is another.
He's from Myanmar.
Yeah.
Phone Miet, I think his name's pronounced. He's from Myanmar, but he
Yeah.
plays just as good as the Chinese guys now. He's
Right.
one of the other international players that's kind of breaking through and getting to the top stage. Yeah.
Well, that's a little bit reassuring for us Kiwis
Yes,
to
yes,
know
absolutely.
that they're not
Yeah.
unbeatable.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now
So-
that we have the tables as well, we can actually
Yeah.
practice and yeah.
Yeah, for New Zealand players, it's actually, so now it's easy. You can go from Hamilton to China to all stage. So
Yeah.
it's an opportunity here as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's the pinnacle for most pool players in New Zealand is to get overseas and represent.
For sure.
It's nice to always be striving for that next step. So,
Definitely,
like,
yeah.
you can go to a nationals here, for instance, and win it, and that's it. Right? It doesn't
Yeah.
qualify you to go overseas
Yeah.
and represent, or you get a trophy, you get some money, yeah, cool, and you're off home again and you're national champion. But
Yeah.
there's not a huge amount of fuss made about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, to have a stepping stone to that international stage is, it's exciting, very exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know that I think it was Max that you showed me the other week while I was here playing that tournament, that the guys that are, the pro players at least, they're practicing just crazy hours as well with what are they doing, like a Q Sports academies and stuff as well. Tell us a little bit about that kind of culture and stuff, because it's a lot different to what New Zealand experiences as well.
Yeah. So in China we have quite a lot of academic school for pools. So they actually give you certificates of graduation, more like a New Zealand level 5, level 6 schools like that. They give you like a certificates.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like a nationally recognised certification that you've reached a certain point. Yep.
Yes, like a professional players.
Yep.
So they come out, they're looking for a job like a coach or trainer in the club as well. So basically we have our plan for our best player here for Kieran. So if he love to, he can go to China to get more study on the pool. Like in China we have school. For example, the school, they have 30 days training. So you stay there, you live in there, you sleep in there, you eat in there, everything will be in there. So 8 hours of pool every day. You get up and you put your phone away in the locker. So you just focus on the table for 8 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and afternoon you will have one-on-one coach sections on 3 hours like that. So repeat like 30 days in the school. Yeah.
And as time goes on with your involvement here in New Zealand, will that be an opportunity that starts to open up to potentially more people within New Zealand to go and experience that?
So that's the other one we're going to do in the future. So basically we offer the opportunity to the school, and either they're going to self-funding that, or we're going to get some funding from the community, then to help more young players or professional players who really want to step into Heyball. So there is always a way to get the improve by the official ways. Yeah,
I'd
and the
love
Chinese
to, mate.
ways.
Thanks, appreciate the offer. So
me and you,
just
Brody,
let us,
we'll go back to
not
China.
a problem, mate. I'll go over there. Problem is, Kieran, I will have to learn everything.
Oh, me too.
Because what I'm doing is you wouldn't use me as a model for coaching, so it's pretty lazy.
You see on the Chinese TikTok and stuff, you've got like 12-year-old kids that are just, their techniques are impeccable, and they just look 10 times better than us already, and they're just insane. But
what's the kid's name that drags the little step around with them?
I'm not sure his name, but Max has shown me a few different ones, even this girl as well, and they're
the
always
girl with the
live.
glasses?
Yes,
she's amazing.
incredible, right?
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So
and is it so? Without sounding negative, but is it quite almost like a regime they're coaching? The style of coaching, is it quite forced and almost like militant? Or is it quite like obviously focused, but is there, you don't get a whipped if you miss a shot or anything like that?
No,
because
definitely.
just the way they play is so good.
Yeah.
Like if you saw a pianist play amazingly 30, 40 years ago, you would know that they'd have had a cane across their knuckles when they stuffed up, right? And I'd like to think that we've broken free from that kind of behaviour. But it's obviously it's not there's no forced discipline.
Not at all. So the school, wherever the little kids, they play really good. Their parents allowed it as well, and the parents gave the opportunity to them, and they stay in school. I think it's more about themselves. They love the sport first, then they will put into it all the time and training in there. So the school will just help you, like structurally help you every day, daily, and will you do the task step by step in the right way. So and also why the junior or the young people so good, because Joy have that program just set up from last year. They start doing some juniors international tournament as well, and they also officially signing some juniors as well, like the younger girl with glasses Brody was mentioned about. She name is Li Yu Tong. If you search on the TikTok or YouTube, you will see lots of amazing shots. And the other signing little boy, it's 11 years old, 12 years old this year. It's called Liu Yu Le, signed by Joy. So it's very, very good, strong.
And do they have junior tournaments, specific junior tournaments as well? Yes,
they do have it. They start the first one. We call it big one. The big one, you guys like the big prizes one for junior. last year. The first one was happened in the headquarter of Joy back to China.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the next one will come in this next year about February.
Right.
I think it's the second one.
And can the juniors play in the Opens if they chose to?
So they
Or
can.
is that ranking dependent? Or no, well, so let's say an Open, for instance.
Yeah.
Can a junior still play in an Open?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
cool.
Everyone, for our Open or for China Open or anything that's mixed.
Yeah.
So all the juniors or lady, no matter age, no matter anything, so everyone can play. And there will be certain handicap applies as well. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kieran
I like,
can tell you about
yeah, I
handicap
like
as
that.
well.
That's very encouraging to keep the juniors playing with the big fish.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
And have a slight advantage as well. Like
Absolutely.
it's encouraging to have them being a part of the bigger
For sure.
scene.
Definitely. Yeah, so that handicap we were talking about is just when you're playing 8-ball, they get the last ball of their set gets taken off the table. So, yeah, so after they shoot their 6 stripes or 6 solids, whatever they're on, their last ball will be taken off the table and they don't have to shoot it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that just happens as their last ball, gets
so
taken off.
applies
Yeah.
on the under 14 and the female
yeah,
against
sorry,
female player.
Yeah.
And that's happening here as well with your tournaments that you're hosting as well. So not
Yes.
just overseas. That if you are under 14, you said, or female, you get that handicap offered to you if you'd like to take it.
Yes, yes. We got to do exactly same as China as well because we are officially Joy
Yep.
club. So everything is
Probably some
official.
stubborn people out there that won't accept the handicap, but
Yep.
that's their decision. So
Yeah.
it is not forced. It is an option, correct? So if they
Yeah.
do want to take advantage of that handicap, they're more than welcome to, and no one would ever hold it against them because that rule exists for a reason, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, if they don't want it for whatever reason, they can decline. Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just speaking on tournaments, what's the plan for next year, Max, for Heyball tournaments within, here?
Okay. So in New Zealand next year, so we're gonna have our full structure of the weekly tournaments. So we have our Thursday ones as the weekly, and we have our Sunday ones for students. So we're gonna run this one as daily task for the next year. So everyone have a chance to come here for fun or for competitings, and yeah, that's good. And then we try to have our qualify for the players to China. There will be 4 per
wow.
year.
Yeah, cool.
So pretty much we can see about every 3 months or 4 months they will have 1 qualify, and the winner will still go to China. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not dependent on entries at all. It's just that if it doesn't matter how many entries there are, that it is
So
whoever
we
gets the win.
Yeah,
gets to
we're
go.
open to public. So as we are just new here, so we're not cap anything. So we will let every players to enter. So in the future, if we get really lots player, maybe for example 200, I want 200 people come here. we might have to cap 128 then.
Yeah.
So let's see
Well,
in
just
the
make
future.
it a 4-day tournament
Yeah.
or single frame.
And that's a big tournament, and here we try to still work with China Joy, so about our New Zealand Open. So we try to do like a Melbourne Open they had down last year for the winner was $30,000
One
right?
of the international stops,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to bring the Oceanias, so an international stop to this club
Yeah.
for next year, which would be
So-
pretty
That would be
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
New Zealand Open, yeah.
So yeah, might see some of the top international and top Chinese guys coming here to play at our very own club in Hamilton. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty good for a lot of players around New Zealand that want to go overseas or want to represent New Zealand. Like, there's heaps of opportunity once every 3 months. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
That's-
and even like for me, I don't consider myself in a position to actually win enough points or tournaments to get to a spot, but
Yeah.
just playing, knowing there's an opportunity makes it exciting for me.
Absolutely.
With no expectation of going. I only played last Sunday because I thought, well, if whoever goes ahead of me can't make it, then cool.
Yeah. Oh,
Maybe I'll
absolutely.
get a chance.
Smart.
But that's not the case. But yeah, just knowing that there's progression within it, and you're not just playing to the end of the tournament
Yeah.
and then go home and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Like knowing
right.
there's opportunity outside of what we're doing just here, that's enough for me to want to be involved.
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately for us, we've probably just made it harder by putting those kind of conditions out to the public, haven't
Well,
we?
yeah, by publicising it certainly doesn't help our chances, Lucas. But that's, we're about trying to promote the sport, right? In whichever code it should be. But yeah, you can't argue the fact that there is opportunity within Heyball, right?
Yes,
It's huge. It's massive. Take the
Yeah.
money out of it. Just the opportunity and the experience to be gained from it is amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Money's a bonus.
Yeah, that's the main. That's the main thing. Is why I think it's good for a lot of young people like myself. I think to kind of pursue Heyball is just the opportunities. Yeah, like you said, there's so many multiple chances to get fully funded trips to China where you can earn, come back with the Lamborghini if you win. But just to get the experience of it, just playing against the top players, even if you do go out early or whatever. But yeah, the opportunity's there and the prize money's there. I think it's set up so fantastically at the moment. So.
And when you go over there as well, I think it was Max, you're telling me that if you qualify at a certain point or something, you also get automatically sponsored by Joy Billiards. Is that right? Or am I thinking of something different?
No, it's a different.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you, for example, Joy Billiards China, they want to sign some good future, like a potential player from each country. So basically, if you win, for example, maybe, I'm not sure, 100%. If you win our New Zealand Open next year, maybe Joy says, there's a very good talented player here. They want to maybe do some contract.
Well, there you go.
stuff
Even
on
more
here.
incentive.
So
Wow, look at
that's
that.
where they want to do like each country representatives have a good players, then they can help with them.
Yeah, I don't think it's guaranteed, but I know a few examples of some of the guys, like one of the guys, I think he's from Iran, he won one of the international stops. Also one of the Malaysian guys, he won one of the international stops. And so they obviously get the big prize money, but then they also they got sponsored by Joy, so they got a table, they got signing bonus. Yeah.
Like a signing bonus and like a salary for something?
Yes. I think
Depends
what
on
I've
the
heard,
contract.
depends on the contract. But I think what I've heard as well is a few of the Aussie guys, I think Jake McCartney, Justin Sage, maybe another, they got sponsored by Joy, so they got a table and they're on a performance-based contract, I heard. So the better they do, the more they get paid. And even if they do terrible, they still get paid a salary. So
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty good. And I know their signing bonuses ain't nothing. I'm pretty sure it's like minimum $40,000 if you manage to get signed by Joy or something
So
crazy.
a stepping stone to
Yeah.
becoming professional, which is always something that's lacked in New Zealand.
Of
There's
course.
never really been such a thing as a
And-
professional
yeah.
player
Even
in New
overseas,
Zealand, where you're
if-
getting paid
yeah,
to
that's
play.
right.
Yes,
Yeah.
we just speak about signing and stuff. So and also Kieran being signed by a big company from China called Q Lee's, and he's
Yeah,
officially
beautiful Qs.
first signing player from New Zealand.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but even for like other international tournaments, over in the States or Europe for those Predator tournaments, World Nine Ball Tour tournaments, there's not really kind of like you have the World Nine Ball Tour professionals, the WNT pros, but there's not really kind of like contracts for salaries and player bonuses and stuff. I mean, you get your Q sponsors and they will pay you like extra if you're doing better, but there's not really that much kind of in that sort of
The reason I bring that up
space.
as well is like when you if you go overseas and win a tournament, it kind of stops there.
Yeah,
Unless
that's
you get
right.
sponsored, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So being sponsored and actually being able to say, hey, I just need to go into the club
Yeah,
every day,
yeah,
like that just, with most people having full-time jobs, like that's
yeah, exactly.
actually a path that you could pursue for a proper career.
That's right, yeah, 100%. So yeah, the opportunities are there for Heyball. I mean, they're just offering so much more than all the other companies in the United States, Europe are. It's just, it's incredible.
So I've got a question for Kieran as well. So this one's, you've been to a couple Heyball tournaments. I think you've gone to a couple in China as well.
Yeah, just the one big one in China, yep.
So tell us a little bit about how they run tournaments, because I know it's
Right.
a bit different to what we do in here as well, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so I think, the format, so because they have so many players, like when I went, we had over 1,000 players, they run it in stages. So I absolutely love the way they do it. I think it's the best way you could possibly run a tournament with that many people. So it is over, obviously, quite a week or a week and a half, 2 weeks, because there is that many players, it has to be. But they go in stages. So it's always the 2 life tournament. So you'll get put into stage 1 and you'll get put in a little bracket with maybe 6 to 8 other people, and it's a 2 life tournament between those 8 people. and then if you go through either the winner side or the loser side, it doesn't matter, you qualify for stage 2.
Right.
And then you'll get put in another bracket with another 8 or maybe even more 12 players, and it's the same thing, a 2-life tournament until you qualify through either the winners or the loser side, and then you go to stage 3.
Oh,
And
right,
you just
so they
keep
really break it
Yes,
down. Yeah,
So
cool.
you just keep repeating the process until I think last 64, and then it goes to single elimination, and you play from there.
Right. So even if you're losing, you're still getting a lot of games.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's not 2-life in the sense that you lose your first 2 and you're out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you could lose your first game, then win 4 in a row.
More attractive for Lucas and I.
Yeah, losing and still going. How good.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's
But
good.
yeah, so you could lose your first game, qualify to stage 2, lose again, and then win all your games, qualify to stage 3, lose your first one, qualify to stage 4. You've lost 3 games, but you're still going with 2 lives. So.
But you're just in a different division,
Yes.
effectively.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you're
yeah.
still carrying on. You're not packing your bags and going home.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
yeah.
good.
So yeah, I think it's run great, and the way they run everything is so perfect because they run everything because they have the shot timers or the match timers, so everything's run on a schedule. So no matter the games can't run for longer than they should because once that 100 minutes is up, that's it.
Yeah.
So they have every game just flowing.
So they allow,
from,
5 or 10 minutes in between
Yeah, for the
matches
shootout.
if
Yeah,
that should
yeah.
happen. Yep.
I think it's 30 minutes on their schedule. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it starts in the morning. They get about
So you know
5 or
exactly
6.
when you're going to be on.
Yes, absolutely.
Your game will not start
Yep.
before that time.
Yep, absolutely.
Potential it might run a little bit late,
Yeah.
but that's not the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
does get frustrating in New Zealand when you come on, even if you've got a morning session and an afternoon session, you come
Yeah.
in for the morning session, but you're in one of the later sections.
Yeah.
So you've got to wait 45 minutes, an hour before you even go on.
For sure, yeah.
But then you've also got to allow for if people don't turn up, so you can't not be there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also that little bit of pressure as well to like hurry things up as well when you're at that later stages.
Yeah.
Like, hey, these other people need to use the table as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but it's a lot of. If you were playing pool the whole time, I mean, my back probably wouldn't handle it, but my brain would like it because you've got
Right.
something to focus on
For
that
sure.
time. But sitting around is a killer.
Yeah,
It's a killer.
of
So
course.
less sitting
Yeah.
around, more playing pool. Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, when you're dealing with 1,000 players, you can't just be pulling names out of a hat,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah, and just the whole system over there is just so professional. Referee to every table, videos on cameras on every table. So
Wow.
if there's a dispute between the 2 players and they get the head referee, they have a whole system for everything. You know, the ref will check it. If she can't do anything, call the head ref, check the video, make a decision. There's no standing around and thinking, we don't know what to do. We got to figure something out. 30 minutes goes by and they still don't know what they're doing. These guys have a system that they just follow and. Boom,
Brilliant.
done. It's,
And I know sportsmanship's pretty paramount there as well.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Like
Everything.
none of this throwing your cue around.
Nah. I don't know if they have like the card warning that the Europeans referees use now, where if you see someone punch a table or something, they give them a yellow card. I don't know if that's the system, but I know they have. If you're not playing the game properly, they'll give you a warning, and then after that, it's loss of frame. And they also have the rule for the guys listening that don't know. In Heyball, you are not allowed to play an intentional foul. That is looked upon very strictly. There's no intentional fouls, and if you do, you get a warning for your first one, and if you do it again, that's just loss of frame and then loss of game, I think, afterwards. So, yeah, none of that.
Yeah, well, we need rules, right? You can't
sure.
you can't play the sport without
Yeah,
rules.
that's right.
why we have charter club rules in New Zealand, for instance, because there was a lot of pub players coming to clubs
For
and
sure.
playing pool, and the variation between one pub to the next and where their house rules was so vast.
Yeah.
So they had to create a rule set, and like it or lump it, it's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you have to have rules. So knowing that they're strict and stringent on that sort of stuff is very
Definitely.
good.
Absolutely.
So with that intentional foul as well. So that also carries on to every single game, right? So if you intentionally foul on one game, that's your loss of frame.
Yeah.
But now you've been warned.
Yeah.
If you do that again on another game, that's loss of game
Yeah,
completely,
that's right. Yeah. So you don't kind of get a second chance every single game. It's kind of once you know the rule, that's it. You can give the kind of warning in the past to the guys that's new to Heyball. They don't really know the rules, but once you know the rules, that's it. Like one of the tournaments in Sydney I was playing, one of the guys, he wasn't paying attention, and he thought it was an open table, but his opponent was actually on the stripes, and he went to play a safety on the stripe, so he hit the stripe. The referee just called, that's it, that's loss of frame, you played an intentional foul. He wasn't paying attention, he thought it was open table. It wasn't, that's it.
Well, regardless of the reason, you've played your opponent's ball
That's right.
intently, right?
Yeah.
So it's on you
So-
if you haven't been watching. I've had that come up in a tournament before, and it gets a bit sticky. But it doesn't matter what the reason
That's
is,
right.
mate, whether
Yeah.
you forgot about it or you're thinking about your lunch order.
Yeah.
You played my ball.
That's
so,
right. Yeah. So it's harsh, but it is what it is, and I think it's good. Keeps everyone, in check, in line.
I mean, this might sound like a real weird question as well, but does that warning stick between tournaments as well? So if you play one tournament, get that warning, and you come to another tournament and you're known as, hey...
I would assume so. Like, I don't know all the little niggly details about it, but I would assume so, especially if it's at, like, one of the international stops or in China, one of the professional tournaments. They would kind of expect you to know the rules, I guess, right? You're going to compete in the professional tournament, so
because they're gonna
probably wouldn't
email
get a
the
pass.
rules or post the rules in
True.
their player group or anything, so you will know all the rules, about 20 pages
You're
to send it to
expected
you
to know,
already.
yes.
So you have to do
If
it.
you're going on to a tournament of that stature, you would be
Yeah.
expected minimum
Yeah,
to know.
definitely.
Same thing, like
Definitely,
you're
that's
gonna
right.
to know what's the dress code as well. You're gonna go through the rules and know the dress code.
Yep.
Otherwise, you can't play, right? So
It's another thing I love that keeps it looking so professional. You watch all the tournaments in China, it's that bring it back to the old classical snooker days where everyone's wearing a waistcoat. It just looks looks good,
Can't say
like,
that appeals to me, to be honest.
I just love the look of it, it just keeps it looking very professional. You see all the players and they're like, they look top notch.
Well, the
it just looks
tables
good.
look so amazing as well.
That's
so
right.
to have someone in shorts and a t-shirt wouldn't look right. Okay?
Yeah.
nah,
So
definitely not.
it keeps everything looking pretty sweet.
Yeah, cool. So I got a question for both of you now. So this might come across in a bad way as well for a lot of people listening,
No, you're good.
but do you think the standard of pool is probably higher at a Heyball tournament as well, just in general? So not just the players, but just everything about it.
I think if you play an open tournament, you'll get the players that, like especially here, on the Thursday nights, you get the players that haven't experienced it. The standard will probably be like a little bit lower than what you'll typically see, I think, because the tables are so unique and difficult. Until you've put that lots of hours in, you're not really going to know how it runs and everything like that. But I think if you look at the grand final Masters in China and you look at the final two, I mean, they make the game just look ridiculously easy. So the standard at those top tournaments, incredibly high. But for the international stops where they're introducing a few of the Western players to Heyball when it's new for them, it's probably going to be a little bit lower than what you typically see. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see, like, Matchroom has bought the standard of pool,
definitely.
like American pool,
Absolutely.
a lot. Same with Ultimate Pool as well.
For sure.
They're another one that's bought the standard up quite a bit.
It's a little bit boring from a spectator perspective
Right.
to see the same people all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it is good to know that those lesser players, in way of their skill set, still get a chance to be entertained at these tournaments, right?
Definitely, yeah. And I think these tables are so tough, it is almost a leveling factor for someone that's not as experienced to someone that is super strong.
Oh yeah,
So-
well, a top level player is still more than capable of drawing a ball. Right?
Yeah, most definitely, especially on these tables more
Yeah.
than any. So, yeah, absolutely.
So the nerdy stuff I mentioned earlier, I would like to just go into the equipment used on these Heyball tables,
Yes.
standard,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I have two shafts that I bounce between. I don't use the 12.5mm anymore.
Right, yeah.
So a carbon fibre Q-Tech 12.5mm tip that I bought specifically for 9-ball and that.
For sure, yep.
Don't play that anymore, so that's sort of been gathering cobwebs.
Yeah.
Coming to these tables, I pulled the 12.5mm out
Yep.
and actually found it felt too big.
Right.
I know they're the same size ball as a 9-ball ball,
Yep.
but because this cloth is so beautiful and you don't have to work the white ball so hard, well, you do with a bigger tip.
Right.
I went stepped down to my 10.5mm
For sure.
tip.
Yep.
And I find that I can use a bit more timing and cueing rather than power
Yes.
and get the reaction out of the white ball. Now,
Yep.
that's just my layman way of looking at it.
Yep.
But typically, as far as tip sizes are concerned, what's the general tip size you're seeing? Because I've had a few snooker players ask me
sure.
if their snooker cue will do
Yep.
on these. I'm like, well, then you're talking, it's less about the tip size and more about the sturdiness of the cue itself.
Yeah.
A 9mm tip's probably not ideal.
Yeah.
Because you're putting a lot of stress on your cue.
For sure.
As well as the tip.
Yep.
And my my understanding of a Chinese 8-ball cue is they're super solid. Like if we're talking an ash cue or a timber cue, a wood cue, as opposed to carbon, they're extremely solid. Like more so than a standard good quality snooker cue.
For sure,
So what's the range in which tip sizes are typically used in the Heyball?
Yeah, so I love this conversation. I can talk about this all day. So yeah, I think in China you'll typically see like the top players especially, so you won't see anyone using a carbon fiber playing cue.
No, I've noticed that.
All the top players, they're all using wood. So the two main types of wood shafts they'll use is they'll use a Chinese 8-ball cue, which looks exactly like a snooker cue, so probably around 9 to 10 mil tips. So they are really thin, but they're specifically Chinese 8-ball cues, so they are more solid. So you were not going to...
I think they've almost got like a sharper taper on them, so they've got from the joint to the tip, there's actually more wood there than what there would be in a snooker cue. Would that be fair to
I
say?
think you're right. Yeah. So I haven't actually had too much experience with them or snooker cues, but I know a lot of the Western guys, they do also use just their snooker cues because you don't really need to, like you're saying, bash it around as much as you do on an American table, so they are still viable. But I think the top guys in China are using the Chinese 8-ball cues, which are looking similar to a snooker cue, but are that little bit more solid.
Right.
And then the next main thing you're seeing is standard American like maple shafts or wood shafts. And so what the guys do is they actually shave down the ferrule a little bit at the end. Okay. So you can just use them normally, which a lot of the guys do, but a few of them opt out for shaving down the ferrule. So if it's a 12.4 mil cue, they'll actually shave down the tip size to more like a 11.8 or something.
Okay.
And so
they're retaining that meat within the shaft.
Yes,
but they're able to bring that tip size down.
For sure, yeah. And I think the whole concept from personal experience of using the wood shafts in comparison to the carbon is it's just softer. When you hit the ball, especially for those real tight rail shots, the vibrations through the shaft, when you're using a wood, you can just feel it's so much softer. Like it's hard to explain until you actually hit with it, but you can feel the vibrations through the shaft of wood are kind of the energy transfer is much more soft. I guess that's the best way I can put it in comparison to carbon.
When I went from timber, 314 shaft to a carbon fibre, and I tried a few and I'm like, nah, I don't like it, it's almost too powerful.
For sure.
But now I've got carbon fibre, I've kind of gotten used to it.
I
haven't used the timber one for quite some time,
right.
but there is it's like chalk and cheese.
For sure.
Especially when you're in tune to how your cue plays and then you grab a carbon fibre. It is a different world, and a lot of the time it's too much.
Right,
it can be too much.
I mean, it is still the player behind the cue. It's not the cue that's going to make a world of a difference. But with the carbon shafts, because I was using a 11.8 or I had the 12.2 before, that almost I preferred, and then I was using a 10.5 one like you were using. I prefer that because I think it still retains the stiffness and the power of the carbon, but the 10.5, because it's like thinner tip diameter, it kind of softens down the power of it a little bit. I think it plays a bit better on the Heyball tables in comparison to a thicker tip diameter. That's what I think anyway. But
I do note carbon seems to be quite a popular choice for break cues.
Yes. So all of the guys in China, the majority of them, they'll use the carbon break cues, but they'll use the wood playing cues. And I think without a doubt, the carbon jump and break cues they're just far superior to the wood ones. Right. The pop you get with the jump cues are just far better. The power you can get in the break cues are just far superior to wood. I just think that the carbon jump and break, they're just better than wood, simple as that. But I think the wood shafts do perform better in terms of a playing cue.
Right.
Yeah.
So to anyone listening that is thinking about coming down and having a hit, or even a step further and taking the Heyball side of things quite seriously, and might not have a bigger tipped cue. They might have anywhere from an 8 to a 9.5, something like that, or a snooker related or English cue. Going to a 9-ball inspired cue is probably not a bad stepping stone.
No.
But if you wanted to cut that out and go straight to the best, you're better to look for something specific to Chinese 8-ball,
right? For sure, yeah. I would recommend the Charter Club and snooker players to look at Chinese 8-ball hybrid cue. Yep. So, and even here, if you want to test some out, we do have house cues here that are LP cues, which is a Chinese 8-ball cue made in China. They are house cues, but honestly, they still perform pretty damn well.
Well, I was just about to bring that up because
yeah.
they don't look like any rack cue I've
No.
ever picked up
Yeah.
before. They are
Yeah.
quite a nice looking cue.
Absolutely.
They're extremely solid. There's
Yep.
no whip in it.
Yeah.
And I know one of the snooker players came in and had a hit with it and instantly wanted to use that cue
For
over
sure.
his slightly bigger tip diameter, but it was a bit more of a natural progression
sure.
from what he's used to.
Definitely.
But yeah, and they're not. I mean, there's obviously a range, and I know you can spend $10,000 on a cue if you really want to.
Absolutely.
But they're not overly expensive,
for
and
sure.
they are specific to the style of cue sport.
Definitely. I was having a conversation with one of the Aussie guys, Alec Evrenadis. He was saying that he was browsing through a range of the LP cues, so one of the brands of the Chinese Heyball cues, and he was using them from like $500 up to about $4,000, just trying them all out. And he said, honestly, he couldn't feel a difference between the 500 and 4,000. The only difference is the inlays at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and he's a massive advocate for them now. He reckons the deflection on them so minimal, they play it insane,
Right.
and he just loves it. He's a massive advocate for those cues now.
Well, and that generally is what you're paying for with a more expensive cue is either
sure.
the limited edition status
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the look of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, that's the classic story of like Stephen Hendry with his
Yeah.
$18, I think his 18-pound cue or something.
That's right. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
he won 7 world titles with,
Yeah.
and then you got Ethan Reyes with his $12 cue. That,
Yeah.
and
That's
I'm
right.
sure everyone knows
At
about
the,
it. From
at the end of the day, it's the player, not the cue. But
Yep.
they have their little advantages.
Within, I mean, I used to play Valley and 9-ball 20-something years ago with a $25 Riley cue,
For
which
sure.
you would usually see. It was 2-piece, but you might see it in a rack somewhere. You know, like it
Yeah,
wasn't.
for sure.
It wasn't a good cue, but that's
Yeah,
all I
yeah, yeah.
had. And then finally, years later, I did buy a specific 9-ball cue, and definitely nicer,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
definitely made some shots more available.
Yes. Yes.
In way of action you can get out of the white ball, but I was doing all right with my $25
Yeah,
cue.
for sure. Absolutely.
So
yeah.
you do not have to spend big dollars to play this sport. You
That's
don't
right.
have to have a $4,000 cue
That's right,
if you
yeah.
want to take it seriously.
Yep.
You can do it with a $250 cue or a $400 cue
Yeah.
and still be quite competitive as long as your skill
Absolutely.
set exists,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Cool.
Yeah,
Well, that's very good to know. Well, we hope that things continue on the path that it has already shown. Your transparency, Max, has been commendable.
Thank you.
Your enthusiasm and what you're trying to bring to New Zealand is amazing. I really do hope people start getting on board and supporting it because it looks like such a great pathway to bigger and better things, whether it be just in New Zealand or outside of New Zealand. There are these systems exist for the players, and that's all a player wants, right? They
Absolutely.
want fair treatment, and they want to know that what they're doing, there's something bigger and better to aim
for sure.
And
Yep.
this certainly ticks all the boxes that we can see.
Absolutely.
So unless there's anything you guys would like to add before we cut this off.
Now I can do the ending before you want to
Yeah.
say anything, Kieran.
No, all good. I think we covered
Cool.
all the main topics.
Right.
Yeah, I
you're,
think,
you're done there, Lucas.
Yep,
yeah,
I
you've
think,
exhausted
rattled
my
off
list.
your list.
Yeah. Thank you, Brody and Luke, today for helping us also to promotion this sport in New Zealand as well. So New Zealand is very beginning of the Heyball development, right? And we are building something new here: a real pathway, a real tournament, a real opportunities. So I'm excited to see all New Zealand players grow, compete, and even reach the world stage. And that's it.
Yep.
Thank you.
So also want to add quickly, your English is great,
No,
by the
mate,
way,
not
Max.
You speak better English than me, man.
Yeah, I
English
yeah,
berries.
we've had worse English on this podcast before.
Thank you, guys.
But no, you've done really well. And so anyone wondering, have a look at Joy Billiards New Zealand's Facebook page. You make all your rankings available for anyone to see on your website, is it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
All the information is there. So there will be a Tuesday night tournament starting up here. That will be a $30 entry for anyone interested. $30 is all you pay. And then going into next year, probably early February, that's going to start becoming like an 8-week series where the money will accumulate a little bit over the 8 weeks and have a final based on rankings. That's cool. So you've got your Thursday night tournament as well, which is getting popular as well. And if you think you're going to rock in here and win it, there's probably a few people that are going to do their best to stand in your way. So the standard is quite high, but also encouraging of the people that just want to get a feel for the tables. And then if you're a student and you're in or around Hamilton on a Sunday, by all means come on down, get involved with that. So that's a good sociable thing.
Yeah.
And for the ladies listening on the Wednesday, is it?
Yeah, we will plan to do some like a beginner entry of lady stuff on Wednesday as well. Yeah. But all the information we'll post out later.
Probably get a few spectators that night, I imagine. Cool. Well, thanks for sitting down with us, guys, and
awesome.
spatting off all your bits and pieces. It's very interesting. We
Thank
watch
you.
with huge enthusiasm.
Perfect. Thank
you.
you guys so
Cheers,
much
guys.
for having me. Cheers.
Thank you.